Hi all. Today I'm going to show you some of the challenges we can face while connecting to the application which is in the cloud, okay, and how we can test that application from outside the world, okay. So I'm going to mention few of the things that I'm going to cover in this video, okay. So we'll try with some sample application on cloud, okay. So here we will be using Windows EC2 instance, okay. Now, once we have our sample application on cloud, right? So how to communicate from outside world? Okay, so there may be some challenges we can face uh, while connecting from outside world. Okay, so connecting from outside world is not straightforward. We have to make some changes on inbound rules, okay, and some firewall setting that I'll show you. Okay, then how to connect Jenkins from outside. Okay, what will be the different challenges, what will be the different security rules, okay, that we'll discuss. We'll discuss some security and firewall rules that we need to modify, okay. And then we'll try to test the same application from outside and from the cloud, okay. We'll run one sample test from outside and from the EC2 machine itself, okay, and we'll compare the results, okay. So that will be the agenda of this video. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, we'll create one instance, right? So that will be our prerequisite. We'll create one instance on Windows EC2 in AWS. So that is very simple. You can log into your AWS console and go to EC2 dashboard, then click on launch instance. Okay, you can give your name of the instance here, like I'm giving my Windows instance. Okay, you can give any name you want, right? And then here you can select Windows, right? So free tier eligible, there are so many options available. So we will be using free tier eligible, this one, right? And by keep all the settings as is. You need not to make any change. The only thing you have to do is you need to create a key pair. Okay, I am having already one key pair with me, or else you can just click on here, just give the name of the key pair, and one file will get download on your machine. That will be .pem file. Okay, so I'll be using my existing key pairs on this machine, that is window underscore key pair. Okay, and keep all the settings by as default, need not to change. Okay, then click on launch instance. Okay, so that's the beauty of cloud, right? Your machine, your VMs get start within few minutes. Okay, so what uh, everything is on the run, so you can scale it up, you can scale it down on the run, right? So that's how cloud service providers are giving us provisions, right? Now if I go to my EC2 dashboard again and I check. Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, so I think, yeah, so my EC2 instance is started now. Let me go back to my dashboard. So one instance is running now, fine, right? So you can see the details for this instance. Okay, instance ID, public IP, private IP, all those things you can see here, right? And by default, this is the security group which has security rules. So 3389 is for connecting RDP, right? So since it is a Windows instance, we can connect through RDP, and 3389 is the by default port. Fine. So let me wait for a few more minutes. It will get uh, complete. The status check will get complete, right? So meanwhile, what you can do, you can go to security. If you want, you can uh, change your inbound rules. Suppose you want to allow HTTP request into your Windows instance. So what you can do, you can click on add rule, right? You can go to HTTP, and by default the port range for this is 80, and this source, I mean from where you want your request to be allowed in your instance. So these are various options. I'm selecting my IP of my laptop, and then I can click on save rules, right? So in this way I can change the inbound rules, but still I am not this is just HTTP rule that I have set as an inbound, but still I'll not be able to connect to my application or to the Jenkins, which will be which I'm going to deploy on EC2 instance. Okay, so let me go back here and let us refresh this. Yeah, this is up and running now. We'll just go to connect and then RDP client. Okay, and yeah, so we have to get the password. Password we can get using that key pair file, windows underscore key pair. Upload that key pair file. Okay, then click on decrypt password. Okay, so this is my password. You can copy this and then download remote desktop file, right, and connect it by entering this password. Yes, so your machine is getting ready. Your EC2 instance in the cloud is getting ready within few minutes. Okay, so that's how you can create any VM, either Linux or Windows, within few minutes on cloud, depending upon your requirement. You can just currently we are using free tier, so AWS provides some amount of RAM, some amount of hard disk as a free tier, and we can use for I think 750 hours. Okay, so that's our Windows EC2 instance. I'll minimize it. Okay, and now what we'll do is, like I mentioned, I'll try to have one sample application on cloud, and I'll try to connect it from outside. Okay, so let us try that. Okay, yeah. So here also you can see the details of your VM, host name, instance ID, since okay, all those things. Public IP address is the address which we will be using to access this Windows from outside of the world. Private IP is only used within the cloud. Okay. So what we'll do is our application will be Java based. So first of all, we'll download and install Java on this instance. Okay. Here my sample application will be web tours from Micro Focus. Web tours from Micro Focus. Okay. And then I'll try to connect it from outside of my Windows EC2 instance. Yes. So let me do one thing first. Let me download the Chrome. I've okay. So just give me a minute. Let us download Chrome. Download now. Okay, because I'm more comfortable in using Chrome. Edge is also good, but it's all about the habit. I mean, okay, we'll download Chrome here. Yeah, meanwhile, we can start one thing. We can download and install Java as well. Okay, download Java. So Java 11 we are going to use. Download Java 11. Okay, so it yeah, so that's the link for downloading Java. So basically, the thing I'm trying to show you is, because of firewall issues, because of we can't say issues, because of its configurations, we will not be able to access any of the things without making the required changes in our security groups, without making the required changes in Windows firewall settings. Okay, and once we have that, we'll be able to access the applications in the cloud from outside the world. Okay, let me install this as well. On your marks. Okay, it's in progress. Download complete. Let's go to the Java website. We are going to have this Java JDK 11. Okay, so we'll download this JDK 11. and we'll install that. I think we need to sign up on Oracle website. You can sign up with your personal email if that is required. Yes, it is required, I think. Okay, you can sign up with your personal email ID. If you don't have account, you need to create an account on Oracle. Yes. Okay, so the download starts. Java download has been started now. You may find it is little bit slow as free tier only offers us 1 GB of RAM. So that is fine. I mean, to learn and to understand various cloud concepts. Okay, let it get started. Let's go to download folder. Okay, so JDK is here now. Let us install the JDK. It's taking quite a bit of time. Meanwhile, what we can do, we can register on Microfocus, because that sample application that I'm talking about, the web tour sample application, that is available on Microfocus website. And on Microfocus website, you have to log in with your corporate account. Um, Personal email address, it won't accept. Okay, so you can type download web tours sample. Okay, Microfocus. Yes. Okay, so this is your Microfocus website. Okay, and log in with your you need to create corporate account. If you don't have, it does not cost anything. To get this application, you need to create that. Otherwise, you can get it from some other locations. Okay, so Java installation is started. Okay, so Java installation is started now, and also we are on the page to download our sample application. So we can directly click on this button, get it, well, after login. Okay, so you can see this zip file. Okay, so this zip file contain two uh, files inside it. Let us extract it and understand it. Here, Java installation has been completed. You can check the version of Java by going to command prompt. Yes, go to command prompt, type Java minus version. Okay, yeah, it's 11, right? Okay, so Java is there now on our system, and WebTour file is also downloaded. Now, after you extract this, you will find there are two files inside this folder, inside this zip folder. Okay, yeah, so you have to install this MSI Strawberry Pearl. This is required to run this sample application. Okay, just click on accept and install. So this application is basically a flight booking application. Okay, if you have not worked on it earlier, it gives you make my trip or is my trip kind of feel, wherein you can select source and destination, and select the flights, and then there is payment page, and then book multiple flights and also cancel those flights. So I believe, to understand performance testing script also, I'll encourage you to go through this application, have it on your system, and try to record some scripts in Jmeter or Load Runner. it will help you to understand various performance testing script concepts. Okay, um, you need to extract this folder as well. Okay, so the other folder which we have downloaded that has name web2s 1.0. Okay, web2s 1.0.zip. Inside it you have two files. One is a again zip folder web2s, and other is strawberry that we have just installed. Okay. Okay, meanwhile this is getting installed, do one thing. You can set the environment variables if those are not already set. Go to properties, because I'll show you the Jenkins part as well, how you can connect your Jenkins which is deployed inside your cloud machine from the outside world, how you can connect that. Okay, so you can type environment variables. Okay, and add one new environment variable with the name of java underscore home. Okay, browse directory, go to your java directory, see program files, java, your jdk folder. Fine, click ok, click ok, and then do one more thing. Add this jdk bin path here as well. Okay, so your application is ready to start. Let us add this path first. Go to edit. Okay, go to browse, and then same C drive and program files, java, jdk bin. Okay, so we have done the path settings. Environment variables are set. Okay, you can close this. Now inside your web tour folder there is one batch file with the name start server. Okay, this one, start server.bat. You have to start this. Okay, and then if you go to your browser, and this application is running on port 1080. Okay, if you enter localhost port 1080 slash webtours slash index.htm. Okay, click enter, and you can see this is the application. Okay, you can sign up, you can create your own users to test, to run your sample performance test. Already one user is created for this application, and the username and password is Jojo and Bean. Jojo is the username, Bean is the password. You can log in. Okay, I'll show you the application if you are not aware, but if you are into performance testing, core performance testing, then you might be aware of this. You can go to flights. Okay, you can select your departure city, arrival city, timing. uh, okay, and you can create this flow in Jmeter or in load runner, wherever you want. And this is the payment detail. Okay, now you can see in your itinerary there is one file available now here. Okay, now let us try to connect this application from outside the cloud. Okay, let me go to my local machine or my laptop, and since this is the public IP, right, this is the public IP of my Windows EC2 instance, I'll copy this, I'll paste it here, and I'll try to launch my webtours slash index.htm. Okay, so you can see I'm unable to connect to this, it's taking very long. Okay, now the first thing we have to do is we need to create security group rule which will define, so that any traffic coming from outside, it is able to connect to this port. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to create one custom TCP connection to port 1080, from where you can give that selection here from your IP. So I'm giving my machine IP, I want to connect to 1080 inside the cloud, and click on save rules. Okay, now if you try this, it's still not responding. Okay, so let us do one thing. Let us go to our Windows EC2 instance and open Windows firewall settings. Okay, in this setting you can see all the services running on different ports. Okay, and I'll try to find out the rules for 1080. If there is no rule, then we need to create one rule. Okay, so if you look at this, so there are so many services running on these ports, you will not find the port 1080 here. Okay, let me, yeah, Okay, so 1688 then after 1688. Okay, so there is no port as 1080. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll create a new rule here inside. So these settings we are doing inside the cloud. Okay, and we'll select this rule that controls connections for a TCP or UDP port. So yes, select this port, then go to next. Which port number you want to connect from outside? 1080. Then click on next, allow the connection, click on next. Next, you can give the name web tours sample and then click finish. Okay, so this rule has been set now. If you can see web tour sample with the port 1080, that port what we have given, you can see that port here. Fine, local port 1080. Now try to run this page again. Yes, so you are able to launch your application from outside of the cloud, right? So this is the first part that I want to show you, how different security group settings, how different firewall settings can help us to connect applications which are deployed inside the cloud from outside of the world. Okay, so that's the first part. Now what we'll do is we'll try to connect Jenkins to run our test. Okay, first of all we have to download Jenkins. I'll do one more thing. I'll download Jmeter as well to run the sample test. Okay, so Jenkins you can download from here. Okay, so long term I'll select this LTS one. Windows, yes, the download is started now, right? Go to downloads and double click Jenkins. Click on next, click on next. I'm going to select this run service as local system. So this is just because we are doing a sample test here. Okay, test this port, whether this port is available or not. Yes, 8080 is the default port and it is available. Click on next. So it is taking the JDK path and that is also correct. My JDK is installed on the same location. Click on next. Here, select this entire feature will be installed on local hard drive. Okay, and then click next and install. Okay, so your JDK installation has started now. Okay, fine, finish. Right. So if you go to your browser now, you can access your Jenkins using port 8080, right? Localhost 8080. And one more thing you can check from your Windows firewall setting. Refresh this page. You will see the port 8080 has been assigned to Jenkins. Okay, let me sort this by name. See, this is the Jenkins service. It went up. Just give me a minute. Jenkins service is running at port 8080. Yes, so this is the Jenkins service. So for this we need not to create explicitly a rule, right? Because it's already there in our Windows firewall setting. Jenkins port local port is 8080. For that application, it was not available automatically, so we need to create a rule for it, right? And to start this, you have to go to this location. Oh, sorry, I was pasted it there. Okay, so first of all, let us try to connect from outside. Okay, we'll start it later. We'll try to connect it from outside. Now, public IP is same, this one, and the port is 8080. Port is 8080, and if you hit enter, it is not responding. It's taking time. Go to security group, edit your inbound rules. Now there is no rule which is giving us permission to connect with port 8080. So we'll add one rule, custom TCP, and give port as 8080, and we can give from where the source will be my IP. Okay, and then I'll click on save rules. Okay, now if I run it again, okay, so now you are able to sign in from outside of the world as well. Fine. So that's how security rules are important. Firewall settings are important.